Thank you for tuning in and checking out another episode of Unlucky, a memoir. My name is Kat. Everyone has a story. This one just happens to be mine. Welcome back. Another week. So, as I said, a lot of things present themselves to me that I record in these videos, and this past week was one of those weeks. And I think the quote that comes to mind, which I'm sure I brought up before, is the things that irritate us most about others are generally a reflection of things we dislike about ourselves. And I got a taste of that this week from a few different angles. So I know now whenever I start getting irritated with a client, a peer, a coworker, I have to stop, take pause, and really look at what in there is me, because it's that bias that I get from that feeling of looking in the mirror. And I have to be careful of that, not to treat people differently because of that, especially because of that, because I have to realize I was that person to somebody else. And I had someone this week, an acquaintance, call me up out of the blue. I haven't heard from him in months, just to see what was going on, and had a really good conversation until he mentioned what he wants to do with his moving forward from this point. And I said, well, what does that look like? What's your plan? And he really didn't have one, other than a bunch of things that were dead ends anyway, that he already knew. But for me, I've done the same thing, where I set up all these dead end goals so it can appear to the world like I'm really trying, when really I wasn't. And with everything I suggested to him, there was I've already tried that. That's not going to work. I can't. I won't. All negative. And I've been that person where everything was because what I really wanted, and I said this before, tell when somebody come pick me up, dust me off, wave a magic wand, so everything was all going to be all right. Or in reality, what I wanted you to do was come in, figure it out for me, and or actually just take care of the problem for me. And I'm grateful that didn't happen, because I would have blown that and went right back to whatever I was doing anyway. Somebody else solving my problems doesn't solve my problems. It's just a temporary reprieve from the issues that are going on. And soon enough, I'm right back into those problems. I never learned how to get out of them on my own. And it's that old adage, give a man a fish, eats for a day, teach a man a fish, and eats for life. And I needed to work through this stuff, and I needed to figure it out to get to where I'm at today, so I can keep moving forward. So when those roadblocks come back up in my life, I have a way to redirect, refocus, re-engage, and move forward through them. And the empirical evidence I have of making it through, and knowing that I'm capable of making it through whatever, especially at this point in my life, it reinforces the faith in me that I'm going to be able to do these things that I can tackle. They're not as daunting. I don't have to walk up to them looking at them like, this is, woe is me, this is the end of the world, the sky is falling. I can look at it and go, all right, this is going to be a struggle. This is going to take some work. I really need to focus, right? And that's that changing of the mindset and changing of perspective. Because when all I see are problems, that's all I'm going to have are problems. When I see everything as a experience to learn, grow, move through, it changes the perspective on anything. And I told him, I go, if you wake up tomorrow and say, this is going to be a horrible day, chances of you having a horrible day are almost 100%. But if you wake up tomorrow and you say, you know what, today's going to be an amazing day no matter what, you still might have a crappy day. but the odds improve greatly that you're going to have a better day. And every day I do my best to look forward in that direction, because it helps me find gratitude, even the things that most people would look at and say, like, what do you mean you're grateful for that? Like, I'm grateful for the struggles in my life, because it helps me grow. It helps me move forward. And I've said it, I don't want the goalpost. I want the goalpost to keep moving. I don't want to reach or attain my whatever ultimate goal is. I don't even know what it is. I want to keep moving forward and keep being productive, keep learning, keep striving, just keep building on everything that I've been working on and building in the past couple of years. And it's especially hard when you're dealing with people that it feels like you're looking into the mirror and knowing the struggles that I put other people through is one of the reasons that sticks out to me. But then also understanding, especially a person in certain situations, like, they're not ready. I wasn't ready. And still in that mindset, there's not a lot to do. But as the phone call went on and we got into this whole section where, because I'm big for removing excuses, right? And that's all I kept doing. And I wasn't telling him what to do. I was just saying, have you thought about, well, yeah, I did. Well, why'd you stop? Why haven't you moved forward? A lot of just questioning, like, what are you doing? What can you do? What? And that's where he was like, man, it was nice. I thought we were good friends. And I had to explain to him, like, listen, if I didn't care, I didn't want you to succeed, I wouldn't be on the phone with you. I would have hung up long ago. Like, the success that I've had in my life and the accomplishments that I make, there's room for you to succeed too. Like, it's not just all about my journey moving forward. I want to help as many people along the way, motivate them forward, whatever I can do to get them moving in the right direction. And that's with everybody. I mean, ultimately it's about me, right? Because if I can help other people around me get better, that's going to make my environment better. And even if they're not around, it's going to make the world better, which is ultimately going to trickle down to me in some way. So again, I've said it a million times, the way to move forward through anything is love and kindness. Help motivate somebody around you in some way. Share your story. That's the importance of me sharing my story, because there might be somebody out there that hears it and realizes that there is a possibility. It can take them out of that point of absolute hopelessness where I was at. And even if it's only 1%, it's what it took me. I doubted. I was so hopeless that there was no future, that coming here, I knew it increased by at least 1%. And I was willing to take that over no percent. Share your story. Somebody might need to hear what you have to say. And that's not just you if you're in addiction or struggling with mental health addiction. That's with life. Like, you may have just overcome a situation. Share that. It might be what the person trying to beat something similar to that needs to hear. So again, I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you who watch these videos every week, leave me comments. It means a lot. I'm going to keep doing these until I run out of things to say. And the goal here is hopefully I have some other people that are going to be willing to hop on here and guest on the videos and share a little bit of their testimonies, their journeys, their struggles, their wins, gratitude, all that. So with that, I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Please like, share, subscribe, all those fun YouTube things that help feed the algorithm. Maybe more people get to see my videos. And I'll catch y'all next week.